So, one of the earliest extension ministries that was a part of Sandia Church of the Nazarene, Kingdom Builders Preschool and Daycare opened up in a relatively middle income community. We were supporting families in our area, and that was opened up by Deanne Rushing. She opened the daycare with just a few kids. She borrowed some kids from a family in the church to watch them for free so that the children that came in and began paying for daycare did not feel like they were all alone in this brand new daycare. The first couple staff members volunteered their first month before they began to get paid, and that all happened in October of 2002. And my wife Cynthia was one of the first employees in October of 2002 to sign on and become a part of that work. Now, obviously, when we moved to Central, Kingdom Builders moved into another facility for probably about a year or two before it then moved into the facility at Central, which was largely actually designed around the daycare and its operations. So much of the facility that you walk through today at 8216 Central, there may be some inefficiencies for other things, but it was designed around making it a very nice place for a daycare in a community that very much needed that kind of care for families. So we have went from originally having many self-paying families to honestly, by the time we moved into Central, we were probably 98% state subsidized families who are below, I think it was 200% of the poverty level, who needed care, and the state picked up care with a copay and that sort of thing. Now, the original daycare facility, I don't remember exactly how many it housed, but it was, I think, in the 50s or 60s. The capacity of our current facility is about 70. And pre-COVID in 2000, around March of 2020, we had 63 students. Now, coming out of COVID about 2 years later, we had 28 students. Many people had, we stayed open during COVID for essential personnel and their children only. But there were many people that were out of work and could no longer get a state contract for their kids because of that. And so, since about 2022, there were good grants in the meantime that helped hold us open and make sure that daycares didn't close en masse during that time. But some of you remember that around October 2022, we went through a bit of a financial crisis in Mission Albuquerque, and that was largely due to the fact that that was the moment when sort of our gap funding ran out, where the funding that they had provided to try to make sure that daycares didn't close ran out, and we still were not above about 35 in our enrollment. And so we're still well below pre-COVID levels. Now, I'm happy to say that as of today, we're up into the 50s. During that time, we made a point to work on our accreditation and increase our star level, which measures the quality of the daycare. And we went from a 1 to 2-star daycare in 2020 to a 5-star daycare by about 2022, 2023 area. So even with the lower number of students enrolled, we were getting more income from the state per student, and so that was really helpful. But we stabilized, but we still have not perhaps been thriving, but we've continued to grow. And the truth is that in the last few months, we've had significant growth, and in large part due to the fact that our governor has announced universal child care. In other words, it is not income dependent any longer, and almost everybody will be approved. And so our income level for Kingdom Builders has come up significantly as well. And universal childcare and its availability and the advertising campaign surrounding its additional availability have actually directed several new students and many students who had been a part of our daycare before but had not been able to get their contract renewed with the state, have come back. And so we have had a significant increase just in the last 3 months of students. In fact, one Monday morning, I was told that we were going to have 10 brand new students start on the same day. And of course, my wife, as the daycare director, had heart palpitations. But Kingdom Builders, throughout its time as a part of our extension ministries, as well as then a part of Mission Albuquerque, has been a significant funding source for Mission Albuquerque. It has been the primary income source for the majority of Mission Albuquerque's history, walking together with Sandia Church of the Nazarene. And so it also happens to be one of the most successful works that we do in terms of our ability to get involved in the lives of the people in our community. It has led to significant development in cross-cultural relations in our community. We have a large contingent of refugees, many of them from Democratic Republic of Congo, that their children are in our daycare. We have hired Swahili and French-speaking employees, as well as Kinyarwanda, Kinyamurenge speaking employees. In fact, I believe we've had as many as 7 or 8 primary languages spoken in our daycare, including native languages, Spanish, French, and I believe Vietnamese as well. And several others. So it's been really exciting to see the opportunities that have been opened up in our community because of the work of Kingdom Builders Preschool and Daycare.